Good morning and welcome to the Dallas Download, your quick look at what's trending, what's happening, and what everyone's talking around DFW. I'm Kayla, and we've got a lot to get into today, so let's jump right in.
Sometimes we associate outdoor living space with summer months, and one of the most overlooked things is climate control.
Folks are able to do things like go to work, take care of their family, and for many folks, they are feeling better than they were when they got diagnosed with depression.
Well, personally, I launched my brands here as a serial entrepreneur 4 years ago. 10 years ago.
Yeah. Now you got 4 brands.
No, 4 brands, 10 years. And it changed my whole world. And so to have QVC celebrate their 40th year and being the leading live social shopping.
But more importantly, it's an exciting era for science and innovative medicines. And the $50 billion investment that we're making in the United States ensures that we have the opportunity to bring that science to American patients more rapidly than ever.
All that and more right here on the Dallas Download. Summer is finally here, and whether you're planning a vacation, hosting friends, or just looking for some fresh ideas for the season, we've got you covered. Joining us now is trends analyst and superstar Meaghan B Murphy with some of her favorite summer essentials. Thanks for being here.
Yay, thank you for having me.
So for families planning a road trip, a weekend getaway, or even a summer vacation, what tips do you have?
So a little planning goes a long way, and where you stay matters. So Wyndham Hotels and Resorts really have the perfect property for every travel personality. So if you're somebody who needs something that is convenient and comfortable and affordable, you've got La Quinta, you've got Days Inn, you've got Super 8. If you're planning a special getaway, maybe for an anniversary or a birthday, you want something elevated, the Wyndham Grand properties are really, really fabulous. And right now you can earn up to 2 free nights through the Wyndham Rewards program. It's free to join, and the info is on wyndhamhotels.com.
And what are some simple ways to make summer entertaining easier and a little more memorable?
I love to keep it simple. I love a backyard barbecue, friends, family, the dog barking, the kids, laughing, and the grill fired up. And the sip of summer is Red Diamond Iced Tea. They're celebrating 120 years as a family-owned brand. They're known for their freshness. It is, freshly brewed, 3 ingredients: water, tea, sugar, or no sugar. It's in the refrigerated section of your grocery store because unlike some brands that can sit on a shelf warm, there's no additives and preservatives. It's in your refrigerator section. You've got sweet tea, unsweet tea, and my kids' favorite, extra sweet tea.
And when it comes to summer style, what are some of your favorite must-have pieces this season?
So I think that the best style shortcut is to throw on a dress. It's an instant outfit. You're not worrying about, does this go with this? And Old Navy crushed it with their dress collection this season. There are so many awesome dresses. Great fabrics with little details like smocking or embroidery, pockets. Everybody loves pockets. And great size range. So something for all different body types, all different personal styles at a price that's nice. Old Navy has a really great value.
And my friend, where can people go for more information?
So you can go to meaghanbmurphy.com or shop my new Instagram at The Yay List.
Meaghan B Murphy, it is always a pleasure. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
For a lot of fans, the game is only part of the experience. The food, the atmosphere, and the people you're watching with can be just as important. As soccer's biggest tournament comes to the U.S., we're getting a look at some of the traditions that make Brazil's soccer culture unique. Joining us now is Nathalia Araujo, General Manager at Fogo de Chão. Welcome, Nathalia. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me.
So with the U.S. hosting soccer's biggest global tournament, what parts of Brazilian match day culture are starting to influence the fan experience here?
First, so as we know, soccer is Brazil's heartbeat. What's a better motive to get that heartbeat pumping with all of this? With great food, hospitality, and togetherness within our communities.
And watching a match in Brazil seems to be as much about the gathering as it is the game. What makes the culture feel so social and communal?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, it's not about the game itself, it's about the environment. It's bringing everyone together, enjoying the game, enjoying all the company of all your friends, even strangers together, and just enjoying the great food together.
And Fogo de Chão was born in Brazil. How are you bringing that same energy to fans through food, hospitality, and some of your seasonal offerings?
Of course. So what better way to enjoy the biggest sporting event than having our signature cocktail? It's actually a twist from our national drink called the caipirinha. Now, this is called the World Caip. It is a fantastic drink, has a hint of heat to it. And as you can see, has the most beautiful garnish disguised as a soccer ball. It has freshness of fruits, strawberry, passion fruit, and dragon fruit.
It looks delicious. I know where I'm going after this.
Oh, definitely. And after that, you can come to the watch party at Fogo. You can check our locations as well. We have watch parties going on June 13th, 19th, and the 24th.
And my friend, where can people go if they'd like to learn more or experience it for themselves?
Viewers can go to fogo.com to see their nearest location and become a Fogo's Reward member.
Nathalia, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
If you're a pet parent, you've probably seen your dog scratch or your cat deal with an upset stomach from time to time. But how do you know when it's really something worth paying attention to? Veterinarian Shawna Varichak is joining us with some signs pet owners may be missing and some simple ways to support their pet's health. Welcome, Shawna.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So what are some of the most common signs pet parents see but don't always realize could be important?
So probably the most common things I see in the vet clinic that pet parents think are normal but actually aren't are things like dry, flaky, itchy skin, poor coat quality, GI issues such as occasional diarrhea, and even mobility issues in our senior pets. These are all common but not normal, and things that I think can be helped a lot by things like having proper nutrition.
And how much of a difference can nutrition make when it comes to digestive, skin, and immune health?
Nutrition can make a big difference. Nowadays, we have a lot of amazing, high quality, complete and balanced diets that we can provide for our pets. And this is something that is completely within a pet owner's control. So, there's lots of diet options out there. And even pets that have specific issues like dry, flaky, itchy skin or GI sensitivities, there's diets like Hill's sensitive stomach and skin that are formulated specifically for these types of pets, and it can help keep the skin barrier intact to help with itchiness, can even improve their coat quality and make their coat nice and shiny and full. It's also really, really easy to digest for these dogs that also maybe are prone to some GI sensitivities.
And if somebody does want to switch their pet to a new food, what is the right way to do it?
So I always say slower is better. And we recommend transitioning them over about a 7-day period where on that first day, we're adding a little bit more or a little bit of the new diet and then more and more of the new diet and less of the old diet over the next few days. And then by day 7, being fully transitioned to their new food. And this way, we're not shocking the GI system. We're kind of minimizing the GI side effects that we can have with a quick transition. And it allows for a nice, smooth transition to their new food.
And do you have any easy tips that can help make everyday pet wellness a little simpler?
Well, I always recommend working closely with your veterinarian. They're an amazing resource that really feel passionately about pet wellness and general health. And they also know your pet the best. So they're a good place to start. If you want to learn more about kind of general pet health and pet nutrition, you can head over to hillspet.com and learn more.
And one more time, my friend, for the viewers out there taking notes, where can they go for more information?
Go on over to hillspet.com for more information on nutrition and health.
Shawna, thanks so much for being here this morning.
All right. Thank you so much.
From cancer and heart disease to obesity and other chronic illnesses, medical research continues to shape the future of healthcare. AstraZeneca is announcing a $50 billion investment in the U.S. researching and manufacturing aimed at helping bring new treatments to patients across the country. Joining us now from the New York Stock Exchange is Dave Fredrickson, Executive President of AstraZeneca's Oncology Business Unit. Thanks for being here, Dave.
It is really great to be here with you. As you said, it's an exciting day here on the New York Stock Exchange, but more importantly, it's an exciting era for science and innovative medicines. And the $50 billion investment that we're making in the United States ensures that we have the opportunity to bring that science to American patients more rapidly than ever.
Absolutely. So we're hearing, like you said, about the major advances in medicine, but how do those breakthroughs actually make their way from the research stage to helping patients in real life?
Well, in order for us to be able to do that, we have to have innovative and fast discovery, development, and delivery of our medicines. And what's allowing us to be able to do this in ways never before possible is a remarkable explosion and convergence in science, technology, and data that is allowing us to bring breakthrough medicines faster to patients here in the United States than ever we've been able to do before.
And as you just mentioned, AstraZeneca recently announced a $50 billion investment in the United States. What impact do you hope that will have for patients and families across the country?
Well, I think the real impact that American patients and families will be able to see and feel is first, a big part of that investment is in clinical trials. So in the research and the efforts that we are doing to bring the most innovative new research to cities and centers across the United States. Secondly, we are investing in manufacturing here in the United States. Next generation, newest modalities of treatment. In fact, in Texas, in Coppell, we've got one of our most innovative new facilities that's state-of-the-art that we're building there for our cardiorenal medicines that we deliver to patients in the U.S. and across the globe.
And many viewers are dealing with chronic conditions themselves or caring for loved ones even. What area is AstraZeneca focused on right now to improve outcomes for those patients?
Well, some of the biggest things that we're doing, first and foremost, is obviously discovering, developing, and delivering innovative medicines. But it doesn't stop just with great medicines. Equally important, especially in my area of cancer, is early detection and precise and timely diagnosis, because we know that when we catch cancer early, that's when cure becomes possible. And we also know that cancer comes in so many forms, and understanding what specifically is driving an individual patient's cancer is what allows us to be able to tailor the best therapy for them and for the best possible chances of cure and long-term benefit from their medicine.
And I know that obesity is one of the areas that you guys are researching. What are you working on that may be different from what's currently available to patients today?
Well, in the weight management field, we are absolutely focused on people that are living with obesity, but it doesn't just start and stop there either. We know that in addition to weight management, that it's so very important for us to also be focused in on heart health, liver health, kidney health. And so the efforts that we're making are looking at how can we not only help with weight, but also at the same time improve the health of patients that are taking our medicines in terms of their heart, liver, and kidney health. And I think that it's going to revolutionize the way that we deliver these new classes of therapies.
And if our viewers would like to learn more about the research, treatments, and resources we've discussed today, where should they go?
They should go to www.astrazeneca.com, and they will have an opportunity to learn all about the innovative science, the breakthroughs, and hopefully get a chance to see the hope that they can have for better possible outcomes.
Dave Fredrickson, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. The pleasure's been mine.
A lot has changed in shopping over the past 40 years, and QVC has been through all of it. The company is celebrating a big anniversary with special events, exclusive deals, and even new ways to shop through social media and streaming. Joining us now are John Battagliese and Kim Gravel. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So, Kim, what does hitting 40 years mean to you, and why is this such a big moment for QVC?
Well, personally, I launched my brands here as a serial entrepreneur 4 years ago. I mean, excuse me, 10 years ago.
Yeah. Now you got 4 brands.
No, 4 brands, 10 years. And it changed my whole world. And so to have QVC celebrate their 40th year and being the leading live social shopping, and then going into TikTok and having their TikTok shop be the #1 TikTok shop, that is a cause for celebration. So 40 years and beyond, that's what we're celebrating. June 17th, we have what we're calling the Super Brand Day of QVC live in New York City, and we want everyone to tune in and join that celebration with us, because you're our family, you're our friends, you're our community, and we want to have some fun and grab some great deals too.
100%.
How exciting. That's already in my calendar.
Good.
If someone's looking for summer favorites right now, what are some of the must-have products across home, beauty, food, decor, and even footwear?
Well, I think while we talk about that Super Brand Day, we got to talk about launches that are happening that day. Is because you get the brands you may not know you need, but then you shop for the ones that you've been waiting for. Dyson is doing a launch on that day where you are getting their supersonic hairdryer. It is smaller, it's lighter, it's still as mighty, and you get it here because we have not only a great price, but you are getting all the tools you need, all the accessories you'd have to go out and retail and buy separately that really add up. So keep an eye out for that on June 17th on that TikTok shop where we're live for 8 hours. But we've got your tried and true brands that you love. You know, we've got Philosophy, but we bring it to you in a 5-pack with all of your favorite scents. And then we have beautiful skincare and beauty. Right here is Doll 10, which is great makeup that looks like a second skin. And Kim has even dove headfirst into the beauty world as well.
We've got our new beauty brand, Love Who You Are, LWYA. We're going to have a set of 2 lip glosses, our quenched body creams that are game changer. We've got cooling pillows. And as a woman over a certain age, I need everything cooling. But also as a woman of 2 teenage sons and a husband, so I live with 3 men. My carpets are never clean. I live and love for the Bissell carpet cleaner.
She has been clinging to this all morning.
2. So what I'm saying is you're going to shop and find things that like you said, you never know you needed, and things that you definitely know you need.
It's really the best way to really stock up on all your favorites.
It's QVC and what we bring and what we offer, and be part of our community, because we are in the people business, not just the product business.
Yeah.
We love our people. I mean, I don't think QVC does it any better than any company out there. Did I just say that? Yeah. I did. And I mean it.
I didn't.
I mean it, because I'm a shopper first.
Yeah.
Own it. I love it.
She said own it.
QVC keeps finding new ways to connect with shoppers. How are you reaching a new generation, and what can you tell us about your new podcast and talk show?
Well, I think I am that next generation of QVC shopper. I grew up on QVC, and now my kind of hope and goal is to bring that new generation with us. So I'm launching a talk show called Carte Blanche, and QVC's given me the, empowerment to really be myself. And that's what I want for everyone. So it's called Carte Blanche, meaning life's a blank check. You should spend it on what you love. And I am bringing in all of the influencers, actors, musicians, comedians, and bringing them into our world, getting those social clips so we all know not only those inspiring stories, but like your best friend recommending their favorite skincare, you're getting the best deals as well. You can find that on QVCplus.com. You can also find it on our downloaded streaming platform that is on most smart TVs, but that's QVC Plus and HSN Plus if you are looking on your smart TV. And you've got access to Kim's full channel, her talk show as well called Hey Girl, which is an advice show. And of course, you can find us on TikTok at our TikTok shop.
Yeah.
You just search QVC and we will be there with all of these great deals.
June 17th, though, you got to tune in. Super Brand Day, 8 hours.
And we'll pop in.
Oh, yeah. We'll be there.
And just so it's all in one place, and for those of us taking notes, how can people watch the live stream one more time and shop all these great deals?
You can watch the live stream on our TikTok shop. You just search QVC on TikTok, and you will find us there. We will be live for 8 hours on June 17th, but we are live on our TikTok shop every single day.
Well, John and Kim, I will see you on June 17th, and thank you both for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Great to meet you.
A lot of us love spending time outside this year, whether it's enjoying morning coffee, hosting friends, or just relaxing after a long day. But are we really making the most out of our outdoor spaces all year long? Joining us now is Josh Collins, founder and principal of J. Collins Interiors and Home Furnishings, to share some of the latest outdoor living trends and ways to create a backyard you'll actually want to use beyond the summer season. Welcome, Josh.
Hi, Kayla. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
I am happy to hear that, my friend. So when it comes to designing an outdoor living space, what are some of the things people tend to overlook?
Absolutely. I think automatically sometimes we associate outdoor living space with summer months. And one of the most overlooked things is climate control. How do we use a space 365 days a year? So really proper planning and thinking about those times we're not in these warm, beautiful, 80 to 90 degree months.
And why do so many patios and outdoor spaces end up getting abandoned once the temperatures start to cool down?
I think that's just it. Not proper planning. You see this beautiful space, but it's miserable outside. When temperatures get below that, 50 degree mark, people don't want to be cold. They associate being outside and being warm and comfortable. So if we can properly plan and heat these elements, we can use these spaces, 365 days a year.
And I thought this was interesting. A recent survey found that 92% of homeowners say that spending time outdoors is important to their mental and emotional well-being. Why do you think outdoor spaces have such a big impact on our daily lives?
Absolutely. I think there's just a sense of calm about being outside, right? I remember growing up as a kid, we were always outside. Friends were, in another friend's backyard playing. We were out riding bikes. And then we saw this shift where everyone was indoors. Then we had COVID. COVID came along and kind of forced us to go back outside. And I think as a society, we realized just how great being outdoors was. You're able to shut off the noise of the world, get away from screens, and just be outside. I think it's just, we're realizing how great it is, whether we're adults in the business world or your kids growing up. We want to be outside more.
And for someone who wants to get more use out of their backyard beyond the summer months, what should they be thinking about?
Absolutely. The number one thing is heating elements. How do we create this climate that is very comfortable and going beyond the typical fire pit? I think most people think, okay, we're going to put some furniture out there. Maybe we'll throw a fire pit or a little freestanding heater that's going to give us some heat. And then realizing when those winter months actually hit, it's not providing the heat that you need. So properly planning and really being able to create that climate is probably the one major thing that is overlooked.
And my friend, what are some of the biggest trends you're seeing right now in outdoor living spaces?
Absolutely. I think really creating multiple living spaces outdoors and really thinking beyond that patio. Quite often we look at at a floor plan for a home, or we look at a design and people feel like, okay, this is the size of my patio and this is the only space we have to work with. And that's not the case at all. We're really looking at the entire backyard, even in many elements, the front yard. Can we create these special moments where there's a front courtyard where if the friends are, kids are playing in the front yard with their friends, we can sit out there and actually enjoy the space. And really just looking at the entire space and how can we create multiple moments outside.
And finally, where can our viewers go for more information?
Absolutely. Bromic.com. They're our heating partner that we use in our projects. I'm actually local here in DFW, and we're at a show house here that we did for Rue Magazine. Bromic.com, you can use or see all their products, and we have a great variety that we've used on this project, and you can see everything there.
Josh Collins, you are a hero. Thanks for being here this morning.
You're so sweet. My pleasure. Thank you.
A lot of people say they're doing fine, but sometimes that answer doesn't always tell the whole story. New survey data is highlighting a gap between how people with depression feel and what they actually expect from treatment. Joining us now are Jessica Jackson and therapist Kati Morton to help us better understand it. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So, Dr. Jackson, when someone with depression says they're fine, what does that really mean day to day?
It means they're functioning, they're getting through the day, they're going through the motions most usually. Folks are able to do things like go to work, take care of their family. And for many folks, they are feeling better than they were when they got diagnosed with depression. So at least they have an appetite, they are able to sleep, but they're not really feeling connected to it. They're just going through it. Doesn't feel like living. I tell people all the time, it feels a little bit like living in black and white instead of color. So when people are just fine, they're normally not at their best, but they are managing, they are getting through the day.
And nearly 80% of patients say they don't expect full relief from their treatment. Why do you think that's happening?
I think a lot of people have kind of lowered their expectations of what's possible. When we're getting treatment for our depressive symptoms, we can think that, hey, it is a little bit improved, right? Like Dr. Jackson was saying, maybe I am sleeping a little bit better, or maybe I do feel like I can get out of bed more easily. But we're not realizing that there's more to that. We might have even forgotten what it was like before we had any symptoms of depression. And so I think because of all of those kinds of pieces of it, we've lowered our expectations around what treatment can be and what it can look like. And no one's having the conversation about actually finding remission. And so that's really what this campaign is about letting people know, hey, it can get better. You can feel better than fine.
And Dr. Jackson, if someone feels okay but not truly well, what's one small step that they can take?
I encourage folks to track how they're feeling. One of the reasons that Mental Health America partnered with Johnson & Johnson for this initiative is because we do want to help empower and encourage folks to also be active in their treatment. And so often when we're coming in for an appointment with our provider, we have a sense of relief because we're like, yes, finally getting some help. We forget how we were feeling 2 weeks ago or a month ago. And without that information, it's hard for the provider to say, you're not doing as good as you could be doing. So I encourage folks to use the Notes app on their phone or in their calendar and just track when you're having trouble sleeping, you don't have an appetite, you feel more sad. Track those things so you can give some data and say, this is how I've been feeling. And then you can also identify, here's how I'd like to be feeling different.
And Kati, tell us about Generation Fine and why its message is resonating with so many people.
Yeah, Generation Fine is a global initiative to really shed light on the fact that fine isn't good enough. That we don't need to settle for it. I mean, how many of us, when we're asked like, hey, how are you? We just say fine, even if we're not doing well at all. It's like our go-to response when we think that that's good enough. And Generation Fine is to bring awareness to the fact that we can feel better, that when it comes to our depression treatment, we don't have to settle for fine. We want to feel great.
And my friend, why do people often have a hard time bringing up what's not working in treatment?
I think folks have difficulty with the conversation because they feel sometimes they're exhausted. They've been through that treatment journey, so they've tried lots of different things, and they're saying, at least I am feeling better than I was 6 months ago or a year ago. And we almost settle, like this is good enough because I'm feeling better. And I think there's also sometimes some guilt. Folks don't like to keep going back for doctor's appointments and talking to the provider and saying what more could be done. And so I think those are some of the barriers. And one of the ways we can, overcome it is by having conversations like this and talking more about treatment remission and not just symptom reduction. Letting folks know that the goal can be little to no symptoms, not just that I have less symptoms than I had a year ago.
And where can people go for more information?
Yeah, if anybody wants to learn more, they can go to generation-fine.com. On the website, they'll learn all about the campaign, and there are also a ton of wonderful resources and even helpful tips to get you started in those conversations with your provider.
Dr. Jessica Jackson and Katie Morton, thank you both for being here this morning.
Thanks
for having us.
A lot of people hear AI and immediately think it sounds complicated, but more and more people are actually using it for really simple, everyday stuff. Things like organizing schedules, planning trips, managing to-do lists, or just making busy days feel a little less chaotic. Meaghan B Murphy is a lifestyle expert and ChatGPT power user, and she's here with some easy ways people could start using it right now. Hi, Meaghan. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
So there's definitely a lot of buzz around AI right now. For people who haven't really tried it yet, what's something important they should know?
I'm excited to talk about AI because it is something that I am now using every day in my everyday life. And it's really become like a personal assistant to me. And I think that's the beauty of technology, right? It makes our lives a little bit easier. It gives us a little bit of an edge. That's exactly what AI does. And you don't have to be tech savvy or technical to use it. It really just starts by you just ask a question. That's how you get started.
And what are some things people can start using ChatGPT for today that could immediately make life easier?
So you think about something in your life that is like this mundane, everyday task, something you have to do, but you don't really want to do. For me, that is meal planning. But maybe for someone, it's getting your finances in order, or working on a resume, prepping for a job interview, planning a move. What is that thing that is sort of a have to do, not a want to do, that you could maybe use a little bit of assistance with? And that's really where ChatGPT really shines.
And Meaghan, what's one way you've personally found it really helpful in your own daily routine?
So for me, I really lean into it in the kitchen. I will open the fridge and say, okay, I've got some leftover rotisserie chicken, some kale, and a red onion. What can I make for dinner? Or I'll look at a recipe and say, this serves 4, but I'm serving 6. Can you do that measurement math for me? The other day I was making basmati rice and it was watery and I was like totally afraid that dinner was ruined. I snapped a picture of the rice, put it in chat, and chat was like, no, just cover it, turn down the heat. And suddenly I had fluffy rice. But I will also use it with my kids. I had to send an email to school and I wanted to be firm, but I wanted to be polite. So I did a tone check on the email. I'll take a contract and I'll look at it and say, is there anything I should pay extra attention to? You know, I'm a writer. I will do an interview and I will have ChatGPT help transcribe that and format it so I can get started on my article sooner. I mean, it really has just become this incredible assistant in my life.
And summer schedules can get hectic. How can ChatGPT help plan trips, events, and maybe even busy weeks?
So ChatGPT is really great with travel. They really go hand in hand. I'm planning a trip for my family. I have like this 5-minute window in July. I have like this much money to spend. And I've really been debating, are we going to Colorado? Are we going to Maine? Are we going to Ireland? Help me look at different itineraries, stay within a budget, and really kind of debate these different locations. And then once you plan that itinerary, it can help you with packing. When you get to that location, it can help you take a picture of a landmark and say, what do I need to know about this? Or where's the best coffee shop? It's almost like, it's like a travel agent and a tour guide all in one.
And my friend, where can people go for more information?
So if you go to chatgpt.com/download, you can start using ChatGPT for free today.
Meaghan B Murphy, it is always a pleasure. Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
And that's going to do it for this edition of the Dallas Download. Thanks for hanging out with us. Be sure to follow along for more stories, more trends, and even more from your own city. We'll see you next time on the show we like to call the Dallas Download.